Hello and welcome everybody to another glorious episode of the Trial and Aaron podcast, but we call it The Tap. I'm your host, Aaron, and I have a doozy of an episode for you today. Like I said before, it's glorious. They're always glorious. My goodness, because we're going to dive into the NFL. Of course, I've been just high and mighty this season because the Vikings are now 4-0. Expect me not to be excited, have a big purple heart on? Of course I do. But before we get to that purple heart on, we're going to talk about love. More specifically, my boy Lucas and his fiance Ashley, they're now husband and wife. They got married this past weekend in Fairfax, and I was lucky enough to get the invite. Let's go. I want to talk about that. It was a hell of a time, and I'm going to share it with you. These excellent vibes that I haven't felt since Brentley's wedding in Petaluma. Weddings in the Bay Area. Let's get it. North Bay specifically.
I'm not gay no more.
Oh, that purple drink. So this is this past weekend, the 28th of September, I believe it was. I know I drank a lot. It's a little hazy. And we get there Friday. Now, if anybody didn't know this about me, your boy used to be in this fraternity called Sigma Alpha Epsilon, SAE. Yes, I was in
China.
Was an old little frat boy, and I love these most of these frat boys that I fratted around with, fraternized with. These guys just haven't seen them in quite some time, and it's just easy to catch up. Hugs and kisses. I just had our Biedermans, our Vogels, our Blake Bechtels, Lucas Roberts, of course, and then of course my big goddammit Chris. My word! We show up to the Tam Commons. It's a nice little restaurant slash tap room. I see Lucas before again. Their big old bear hug. We hugs and kisses. We go upstairs, and then I see Chris. I say, "Dylan, you son of a bitch!" It's just our language is nothing short of just straight movie quotes. The references we make, he's picking up what I'm putting down, and vice versa. Most of the time, it's just a language unto ourselves. And he comes up and just embraces me, lifts me up into the sky. Chris just. Think linebacker, thick, stocky dude with a superb mustache, outrageous. And he snaps my spine, so I die. Luckily, they go out and get all the 7 Dragon Balls, summon Shenron. They get me back to life. Only takes them 5 minutes. After that, I'm just saying what's up to everybody. I go to give Taylor Biederman, one of my favorite frat bros. We lived together back just in squalor and despair. In this house, I think it was called Dinah. And I go up to give him a hug. He's like, "Gertzy." He goes and just literally yells, "Swim move." Swim moves me with precision and goes and hugs Lucas, who was following him up from behind. Luckily, I get to go give the guy hugs later. He's like, "Sorry about that, Gertz. Just had to pull it on you." It was a great swim move. Sometimes you got to swim. But just chat with everybody, their significant others. I got Lauren was super fun to talk to. Vogel's girlfriend, super fun to everybody there. Just good vibes, just hanging out. We caught up. We had all the drinks. Oh, and then Carrick Myers just shows up out of nowhere. I know these names don't mean everything to everybody, but whoever's listening and knows Carrick, just one of those guys in the frat, just was a meathead, stud athlete in the frat, and just the nicest guy you could possibly imagine. Just he just completely pulls the plug on whatever frat boy stereotype you have in mind. This guy will change your mind. He's that guy, pal. Just a sweetheart of a human. It was nice just hanging out with him. We go to another bar afterwards, like the one other bar in San Rafael, and we survive. I'm mightily hungover the next day, but I survive. I need a breakfast burrito. When I'm hungover, I know everybody has a different opinion on what their hangover buster is. Mine is a breakfast burrito. So I get up, dry mouth, because whenever I'm drunk, I just fall asleep, mouth open. Just the sexiest thing you could possibly imagine. And I search out a breakfast burrito. I find a spot next door. Now, I'm in a janky goddamn hotel, mind you. I'm not gonna... Like, there were recommended hotels. I'm like, yeah, I found one. Look, I'm a little frugal, you know? And I found a nice hotel a couple blocks away. Not as far back as I stayed in Petaluma. That was a big time mistake. But a nice actual... It was a boarding house that has been renovated into a nice like bread and breakfast. I think it could house about 15 people, like plenty of rooms. But it's called the Panama Hotel. There's shared bathrooms, which wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't really see anybody else staying there, but I get in there. There's only a fan, no AC. The TV's a little janky. Some of those like electrical lines going down because the screen's messed up. The windows don't open up all the way. It's hot. I decided to take a shower the next day. It's the smallest bathroom. I would say a 5 foot by 5 foot mini shower you walk in, and then the toilet next to it. And I like to have my shoulders out. I like to be comfortable when I'm taking a poopy or just hanging out on the toilet and just playing on my phone, and like that's pretty much all I'm doing. Sometimes I sit down, don't even poop. But it's confined. I'm not as comfortable as I'd like to be, not as comfortable as I should be. My God, because I know everybody can identify with that. And I just had to suffer. I just suffered mightily in the Panama Hotel. Did try to take a shower the previous day. Got like hair wet. Definitely scrubbed myself a little soap, but there was hardly any, if at all. You can't even call it water pressure. Just a dribble came out, so I just went there and just flicked some droplets on my face. We called it good. Put on deodorant. Had to look presentable. But that was the following day. I go to get that breakfast burrito. I know full well I'm a moderate person, and I moderate politically and just the way I think and feel. I got left-leaning views, right-leaning views, and I went to school at Sonoma State. That's where I met the frat bros. That's where my eyes were opened up quite a bit to the world, because Winners, surprise, surprise, does not have the most diverse of... Oh, Kitty, what are you doing? There's not a lot of diversity there, or just you're not going to get exposed to as many walks of life as you would going to college. And Snow is not the biggest of colleges, but going there and experiencing that just opened my eyes and just realized, all right, everybody's weird, everybody's a freak. Let's just move on with their lives, regardless if they're liberal, right wing, whatever. Winners, I would say, is a little more right leaning, Agtown, hard workers. And these loony lefties, it's just fun. We can make fun of each other. They're stereotypical righties, and these stereotypical, I'd say, liberals. I knew I'd be running into them. Oh, this little cafe right next door. I wonder. I go, and I know exactly what I'm going to run into. Sign outside. Oh, try our world-famous vegan muffins. Of course, that's what I want, a vegan muffin. No, they said they had breakfast burritos. I'm going to go in and see what they got. And it did disappoint. It didn't disappoint in the fact that I knew it would disappoint me. But before I even order the burrito, I get in there. There's this kid, maybe 8 years old. He has a handful of quarters, right? That's enough. He's beckoning for a muffin. Hey, give me this chocolate chip muffin, sir, por favor. And the guy says, that'd be $5.25 for a f***ing muffin. And I eyeballed it. That it was not the size of a Costco muffin. Not even close. I mean... 3/4 the size, but not $5.25 worth, sir. The kid didn't have enough, so the guy like offered day olds. Like, my guy, come on. I didn't say that. I'm like, hey, little bruh, I got you. I gave him a $5. I'm feeling magnanimous. And the kid, it did feel good. It did feel good doing that. Wasn't so much doing it for me. I was like, hey kid, like, hey, it's no big deal. It's all good. Maybe this can show you that strangers can be good people. And the kid gets his muffin. He turns to me, get off the flag, you little shit. So I got the American flag up, and the cat is just, I won't have that. That's some communist nonsense. Anyways, I digress. The kid gets his muffin. He's like, hey, hold out your hand. I'm like, all right. I hold up my hand, and he just plops the rest of the quarters, like $2 worth, which in any sane establishment, $2 is more than enough to buy a muffin. Not here. I forget the name of this place. I don't want to poo-poo it too much. It's a small business, you see, but... Oh, it's just so Bay Area to have this quaint little appearing cafe and just charge people out the ass for these artisan-made vegan muffins. And just some of the people I saw in there's a guy just chasing his son around. This guy had this perfectly symmetrical triangular beard down to a point. The mom... You like that? Not saying a right winger wouldn't wear this, but this lady had the dopest graphic tee on. It said... Hattori Hanzo's Swords and Sushi, and I was like, damn, like it just elicited conversation. And not that these look like the goofiest people ever, but they're just hanging out. But then a totally expected individual comes in. This homeboy, white guy with dreads, just kind of braided behind him, went down past his ass. White guy with dreads. I'm not sure why. They gave me the creeps. just like those twins in Matrix Reloaded. Those white guys, those twins with black glasses, white suits, and just can kind of turn ethereal, chasing the good old Morpheus, Trinity, and Neo on the... not Neo, the Keymaker. And was there anybody else? Yeah, because Neo has to fly and go save their bitch asses. Neo was with them at those... those damn twins. Those damn twins locked him in a door, and then Neo just ends up in China. He's got to come from China to save Morpheus and Trinity. Another digression. Cats, get out of here. Where was I going with this? Yes, moral of the story. White people with dreads give me the creeps. Straight up. No, I'm sure he was a nice person. Cat, for the love of God. Okay, pause for a second. These cats are pissing me off. Get out of the room. Now you're going to get it, clown. Get... Sunny, sorry, that was strike 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You're done. You're done. When you're messing with the tap, when you're just distracting the tap from happening, you get banished from the lunchbox. That's right. I'm not around. So anyways, white bill of dreads, no go. He doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the breakfast burrito. I get it. $25 later because it's breakfast burrito. Got to add bacon. I went to add avocado and add sour cream. Give me the trifecta. I go upstairs. It's cut in half and it's untoasted. It kind of looks greasy pale, you know, like a microwave burrito. It's just kind of got that reflective sheen on it. I'm not a fan of that. Not when I'm paying, like, you know, I was about to say Pueblo price. Pueblo prices. Pueblo's not that expensive, but still a little more than I'd like to pay for a breakfast burrito. Very good breakfast burritos at El Pueblo in Winters. But at this goddamn cafe right next to the Panama Hotel in San Rafael, they gave me the breakfast burrito. It's okay. The guy's like, oh, we have some Cholula packets if you'd like. You don't have homemade salsa, homeboy? You're gonna give me this burrito? It's about yay big. Nothing to brag about. I'm certainly not bragging about it here. I'm letting you know what the actual size is. No more than like 6 inches. Okay, decent girth, but they cut it in half. And you'd expect with that price to have a little competency when you're making your breakfast burrito. The sour cream, they just splattered it on one side, rolled it up. So there's just a reservoir of sour cream on a partially warm burrito, but then you get this coolness from the sour cream because that doesn't spread. Spread it out. I want consistency in these bites. Take some notes. I did notice there's only white people working back there, so no wonder the burrito was ill-made, ill-fated. I ate it regardless. And then took a nap. Took a nap to the Minnesota Golden Gophers and Michigan game. What a game. One of the greatest, wackiest catches I've ever seen. Just type in Michigan, Minnesota catch of the day. Whatever. Look it up. It was insane. Kept me busy, and then I organized my magic cards because I'm up there and I'm about that. Had time to kill. Ray McIntyre coming for you, baby. Bring on your decks. Let's go. Shout out to Ray McIntyre who wrote me into the Magic Card life. It is fun. It is delightful. And expensive. So eventually the time comes. It's wedding time. I survived the first day. Still shaking the hangover a little bit. Had a little tequila and Powerade. A little something. A little kicker. And I look good. What can I say? I am wearing the gray blazer, white undershirt, nice shiny blue tie with the equally gray pants, and leather shoes. Now I'm thinking, because I wore this, I was a groomsman in Chris's wedding, and I didn't make the starting lineup for this wedding, but I got the invite. Who gives a shit? I didn't think I would be wearing a suit that would look anything near, I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds? I didn't know their color scheme. I could have asked beforehand. I just did not. I assumed I would not be a carbon copy of one of the groomsmen because let me come out and say it. It's a douchebag move. It's ridiculous. It's wild. And shout out to Taylor Crone, one of Chris's buddies from a different fraternity, but a bro's bro gets along with anybody. Taylor, and just so many other good people there. God bless it. Chris's the whole Roberts clan. Like I said, good vibes all around. And I get there. I have a nice little Uber ride over. Talk to Jose, who's from Colombia. Spoke maybe 1, possibly 2 words of English. I speak a little broken Spanish on him. I've been drinking a little tequila, so I'm trying to slur some words together. Not slur. I was in control of my vices. And I was able to have something of a conversation, although I didn't really understand what he was saying. I knew what I was saying, and he kind of nodded, and I was like, Good job, Gringo. You got the job done. Gringo Gertz, speaking that Spanish. Get there. It's a little toasty, but the venue's dope. Fairfax is a quaint little hippie commune. They have their psychic shops, their cafes, their little breweries, their crystal shops. Of course they got them.
Wow.
You get these like butch ladies walking around with the George R.R. Martin kind of train conductor hats. You got to have those. You got to have your skinny dads out there. Again, these are humans just like you and me. But this guy was just so, it's just kind of the stereotypical when you think of these people. You're like, yeah, they're fitting the mold. Just like if you went to Texas, you're going to see guys with 20-gallon hats, hicks, rednecks, Confederate flags, what have you. It's going to be everywhere. But this guy was so like just a super paper thin dude with a deep old V-neck. Now it was a capital V. This is a lowercase V. His was a capital V, like going down past the stern, but no real muscle definition to flaunt. But I gave him a lower head nod, as did he. There's something funny. I forgot who brought it to my attention, but they made a very good point. When you're doing a head nod to somebody, to people you don't know, you give them it's just lower head nod, like you get one back, and a little curt little, yes. But people you do know, you give hey, what's that? Like, the up nod. You give an up nod to those you know, a down nod to those you don't. Sometimes, I mean, if it's, depending on the situation, if it's ironic or funny, give an emphatic down nod to a friend or something like that. But usually my inclination is to up nod those that I know. So I down nodded a bunch of those wacky individuals in the Bay Area and felt no fear for my life. I didn't feel judged or imposed upon in any which way. I was in too good of a mood because I went to this wedding that was just glorious. Redwood trees all around, lights kind of on a string going from tree to tree. Open bar, dude. I went to town on some, my goodness, what were they? Old fashions. Had old fashions. I had an espresso martini just to get the blood flowing a little bit. Had some beer, the wine, but I would say no less than 8 old fashions. They were made smartly. You can't have just outrageously belligerent people at the wedding venue. It's just that equals no good. People are going to get hurt or things are going to get broken. So, but they were good enough. I could feel a little buzz, but I was dancing my ass off. The vows went great. They all over. The officiant was Ashley's brother, the wife, and excuse me. And not only did she, and the vows, and then like their dad was just obliterating the Chargers. Just Lucas had to sit there and take it. Chris is the best man. He's just sitting there, hands behind his back. The classic Chris just staring to the sky, collect himself because he is just always composed. But his mannerisms are so goddamn funny to see. Just like he brings it back, bring it back. Doesn't need to attack anybody. Not in the middle of his brother's wedding, but they just slaughter the Chargers, who put up a good fight against the Chiefs. I'll give them that. They could have won. They should have won. What a great wedding gift that would have been to send those texts. You, Chargers are legit, but alas. But it was like great vows. Everything just went by swimmingly. The food was great. The table 9. Shout out to table 9. I think table 13 next door. All these old heads. Woo! Look at that. They're all high and mighty out the gate, making a scene. Table 9 was the truth, baby. We were eating. We had steaks. There was salmon. Happy to get the steak. I'm always going steak. Vogel was a little upset. He got the salmon, but he knows his woman well enough to just take the remaining 9 out of 10 bites of that steak and just went to town on it. Gave me some of it. It was all good. You had some gnocchi. Gnocchi was amazing. And some broccoli. So I'm totally healthy because of that. It was delicious. Just guzzling drink after drink. We go. There's a nice dance floor there. Oh my God. They had a donut wall. So good. They had a little picture photography booth at one point. I'm just hammered, went back. The lady was just chilling by herself, looking a little sad. Like, you want to take a picture? She's like, sure, why not? We put on some funny outfits. I'll post the photos. It was just a good time. The music played was just top notch. All the bangers. We had these little glow sticks. Everybody's having a great time. The nice cherry on top, tip of the cap to whoever planned and paid for this whole shindig. We went out and there's a cigar bar, or just a little cigar section in the venue. Outside, right next to a little fire pit, on top of a wine barrel, there's a wooden box of... You like that? of cigars. Pull one out, got a nice little cutter. I was so tempted to steal that cutter. But I didn't have time to. And the lighters were out, so we just used like the candles nearby. And you just hang out at the fire pit, just have a good conversation. I know I did, just puffing, not inhaling. If you inhale, you're a madman. Bradley Lou, I heard you told me today you inhaled the cigars. You're wild. You're wild. But you wouldn't be Bradley Lou if you weren't inhaling some cigars. So, oh my goodness. My hands just like the one thing down part about a cigar, just you are reeking of it. Your essence, it just seeps out of your pores, out of your hand, what have you. We go back and we finish up the dancing. There's some street tacos also there, and we're just eating, drinking, dancing, and just what a great time it was. And then it's time to go back to the original bar and grill for just little after party. It's myself, Biederman, and his fiancée Lauren. We get into this Tesla with this Indian dude. Indian dude has this little floating cloud with four legs. The cutest little puppy you've ever seen. I think her name is Bella. Something just adorable. And this dog just loved to be held. She's about 2. And I was in the front seat, Taylor and Lauren in the back, and the dog just chilled on him. And this guy was just giving us, like, talking to us, like speeding up and down a little bit. I mean, this was one of the newer Teslas, and we see the bad boys of San Rafael as we're getting closer to our destination, like a Porsche. And this guy just doesn't. The Porsche doesn't even realize he's in a race. The guy just dusts him, like leaves him far behind, like half a mile within seconds. It was insane how fast this car goes. It was about a 50 mile per hour zone. This guy was pumping 70. And he goes to take a turn, a left-hand turn. I got my window down, and we just hear a whoosh. This Porsche just nearly sideswipes us, but is just hauling ass because his is so big, dude, throbbing, huge. And luckily we didn't die, but that was wild. We get back to the spot okay and safe. We have beers, merriment. We cheer for the newlyweds as they walk in. Everybody's having a conversation. Everybody's buzzing. Everybody's on a great level. It's just good vibes at 2 a.m. You can't really... Everybody has those moments, and it was just nice to be present. Now that I'm reflecting on it, it's so special just having a bunch of people you know and love, even some people you don't have a good conversation with. 1:30, 2 a.m. at a bar. You're up way past your bedtime. Everybody's smiling, laughing. Not a bad vibe to be felt. It was just awesome. A perfect bow on top of a perfect day. Lucas, Ashley, congratulations. Love you guys. I'm like 2 for 2 for recent weddings. Let's see how Chad and Megan's competes with on this Saturday at the Hoobies Farm. Your boy is a beer boy. There's no flower girls. It's myself and Juan Tovar. We're going to be your beer boys, going down the aisle, passing out beers. I'm going to get some little shot bottles, tossing them out. I want people to be nice and buzzed to see this love. It's going to be great. But as I mentioned, enough of this love bull crap. Let's get to some sports. Starting off with the Winters Warriors football team. Just one game to report. Last week on, it was Friday, September 27th, they went to Durham, played those Trojans, and they shoved the Trojan spears up their bungholes and won 34-9. Can anybody beat these Warriors? They're out of control. Danny Ward has them firing in all cylinders. I love it. Let's go. Enough of that voice. Now we go to week 4. Everybody knows these scores. Let's just breeze through them. We have the Cowboys and Giants. What a toilet bowl, but somehow the Cowboys managed to win. Let's see, Bengals, Panthers. That one, I thought the Panthers would still be riding their hype, their mojo from their first win of the season with Andy Dalton at the helm. But a superior, is Joe Burrow redhead? No, he's blonde now. Anyways, blonde Burrow wins 34-24. The Saints and Falcons. That was a tough one to predict, and it looked like it was a hard-fought game, to and fro, but Young Ho Koo, perhaps the greatest athlete in the NFL today. This Young Ho Koo kicks a game-winning field goal to win 26-24. This guy is a zen-dipping, ball-kicking, coke-sniffing, perhaps? Probably not. It's just that Young Ho who is just cuckoo kicking the ball, kicking the shit out of the ball. The guy doesn't miss. He should be on the Vikings, even though our rookie is killing it so far this year. Hasn't let us down. Texans, Jaguars. This was one of my pick 3s. I was a little nervous because the Jaguars were toying with the idea of winning a game. Luckily, the Texans, who are just not looking like the playoff contenders as they were made out to be, they come back and win 24-20. Having said that, it is only the 4th week in this season. There are a lot of games left with a lot of crazy to happen. So I'm not going to be one of those crazy hot takes sports media people that just goes off the wall with, oh, they're terrible. They're a wash. Like, you guys are idiots. You're not even going to go back to what you say if they change course, change the direction. It's only week 4. So get your head out of your ass. Another pick 3, Broncos versus Jets. Let me tell you right now. I'm not going to declare a blood feud on Aaron Rodgers, but just I have lost all, not respect, but I hate them. I hate the Jets. I picked them to win. They could not beat the Broncos, who won 10-9 with a guy, Bo Nix, who threw -7 yards at the end of the first half. Unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers, it was raining. A little bit of conditions. Play the game. There's going to be conditions everywhere. No matter where you go, it's not always going to be a sunny day. I've seen guys make excellent plays in the snow. They can only manage 9 points. Aaron Rodgers, take more drugs. For the love of God, how did you lose to this Broncos team? How? My word, you have failed me, and now I just feel like Darth Vader just going for your jugular. Next week against the Vikings in London, the Vikings are going to whoop that ass. You should have come to us, but you didn't. Now you're going to get your ass whipped in front of a bunch of Euros across the pond. They're going to be sipping their tea and crumpets, laughing with these ugly-ass teeth bulging out of their faces, and they're being, oh, Scovillard! That's what's going to happen. That's what I predict. I did not predict the Packers storming back and almost beating my beloved Vikings, who went in there and put up 28 points in the first half. That would be all they get until the fourth quarter. It was just looking so juicy, so delightful. A near perfect effing half until I think it's Naylor. One of our guys muffs a punt in a horrible way. Packers get it. They score. Our defense essentially shut them out. It just sucked to see that happen. And they got like 4 turnovers. It was wild. Some picks, some goofy stuff, some lucky stuff did go our way. It did contribute to our 28 points. There are some calls that the Packers, I've never seen so many close calls where hands are so near the turf and the refs have to decide, oh, did the ground help them catch it? Yes or no. There's some that I thought weren't catches that were called were. Some that weren't. I was like, there's no way that's a catch. And like they get reversed or whatever. It's just, refs just seemed a little inept in that regard. But regardless, the Vikings did what they had to do. JJ proved he's that guy again with his clutch first down catch when we needed it most in the fourth quarter. This excellent little toe drag and toe tap. Scored a touchdown himself. Addison with 2 touchdowns. Keep that guy out from behind the wheel of a car and he will perform. He's good. He reminded us exactly how good he was. The Vikings win 31-29. Then we have Steelers-Colts. That one I didn't really know what. I didn't believe the Steelers as a true undefeated team. Now they are defeated. They lost to the Colts. Good Lord, they lost to the Colts. Hilarious. 27-24. Rams-Bears, another tough one. Caleb Williams taps his heels together 3 times, and they go to the land of victory. 24-18 over the Rams, this injury-riddled Rams. This was wild. Eagles-Buccaneers. I thought Baker Mayfield, you bum, you don't have it. After last week, you just... I don't know. I lost a little faith, but I should have kept it because I thought the Eagles might have been a team similar to what they were in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. But no, the Buccaneers slapped them around like the bitches that they are, 33-16. Another pick 3, the 49ers versus the Patriots. The Niners, I think, were pissed after losing to the Rams last week. I know they were pissed. They were going to come out hard. They had Kittle and Debo back, and they just annihilated the Patriots 30-13. Looked a little close in the beginning stages, but no, the Niners just stuffed it to them. We have the Commanders-Cardinals. Commanders just having a hell of a start, a Vikings-esque start. Beat the Cardinals 42-14. Kyler Murray, your days are numbered, good sir. I don't think you're about this NFL life. You're out there collecting a paycheck. You're athletic enough to play the game and then go back to playing COD. All due respect, hey, if you're a video game guy, be a video game guy. Just be a streamer on Twitch. You'll get some endorsements and you won't have to upset your franchise. Chiefs-Chargers, I was going to assume Chiefs on this one, and I would have picked them to win it, but the Chargers had a chance to win, but the Chiefs won 17-10. Browns-Raiders, did not see it. Probably a really terrible game. Raiders win 20-16. Huzzah. Bills-Ravens. This one was tough, and I think I chose the Bills to come out on top. I thought they would have put up more of a fight than they did, but Lamar and the boys, King Henry, more so just bent them over and shoved the Buffalo right up the Bills' A and won 35-10. Titans-Dolphins, didn't bother watching it. Looks like the Mayo man himself won the game 31-12. Dolphins are reeling. It's just looking bad all the way around. There's hurricanes. There's terrible teams, except for the Buccaneers. Oh, God, terrible. I guess Jared Goff went off against Lions Seahawks. They won 42-29. Seahawks put up some points. I mean, I don't know if they're garbage time points. I was too busy having a fine dinner to watch the game. But Jared Goff went 18 for 18, I guess, and just completely the perfect game. Threw the perfect game because he's a perfect guy. What do you know? You best try to bring that against the Vikings, baby. We'll be on your ass. Flores has her boys competing at a high level. Fat! Seriously, we're kicking ass and taking names. Next week we have Buccaneers Falcons. Should be good, but I'll go Buccaneers on this one. I think they'll overcome old Kirky boy as Kirk looks back on the Vikings and laments what could have been. Jets Vikings, I'm going Vikings on that one. I might even use that as a pick my pick 3 league. Panthers Bears. Oh, that both of that sucks. That all sucks. I don't like it. Browns Commanders. Now that I've been fully informed of how good the Commanders are, I'll go Commanders all the way on this one. Dolphins Patriots. That's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be another toilet bowl. I'll give it to the Dolphins. They're going to pull their heads out of their ass. They're going to get a win. Maybe get to another week. The fact that he's coming back, really, that's upsetting. He's had so many concussions. I just don't think it's a great idea. But that's not me. Maybe he'll be completely fine. We'll look back on that worry and just be like, Tua is always good. Always good. Give him 10 more concussions. Colts Jags. Man, if Joe Flacco's back at the helm, baby, there's no way they can lose. Perfect season from here on out. Oh, Colts. Joe Flacco and the Colts will defeat the Jags. Bills Texans. That should be a good one. But the Texans have not been pleasing me of late. They've been floundering. Even though they got the win, it didn't look really assured. Looks like a mighty struggle. I mean, yes, the Vikings struggled a little bit, but at least we had the lead and held on to it. Texans had to fight back, which they did. I'll go Bills on this one. Yes, I will. Bills. Ravens, Bengals. I'll go Ravens on this one. The Bengals seem to be bungling, and the Ravens kind of recalling, hey, we might be a good team. Let's see what's going on. Knock off that rust. Raiders, Broncos. Let's go Raiders on this one. Come on, baby. Raiders, win it for you, boy. But I'm not going to use that in a pick 3. Cardinals, 49ers. I'm going to go Cardinals. I'm going to go Niners all the way, baby. Niners all the way. They're going to destroy them. It's going to be great. Giants, Seahawks. They are not giant Seahawks. I'll go Seahawks on this one. Giants are just not so giant anymore now, are you, without your precious Eli? Packers, Rams. I'll go Packers on that one. Cowboys, Steelers. Oh, this is going to be gross. You're going to be in prime time, you goons. Steelers. Let's go Steelers because screw them. Saints, Chiefs. The Saints will deliver the Chiefs their first loss of the season. Hear me now. Hear this declaration. It will be glorious, as well as my picks. It's just going to just tantalize you. You'll be tantalized. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of The Tap. It was meandering. I definitely digressed multiple occasions, but I'm going to digress the end of this episode into another goy story. You don't want it, you need it, you got to hear it if you're unfamiliar with it. It's like cocaine that you sniff with your ears, these stories. You're going to hear it, you're going to love it. It is me. I just recorded these stories. If you didn't already know, I recorded these quote-unquote goy stories. This guy I work with at the landfill, we just call him Goy. It's his nickname. And I just tell these stories when I'm just loopy at 4 a.m., just after downing a glass of C4 pre-workout on my way to the gym, just losing my mind, telling these stories all off the top of my head with some classical music in the background. I know you're going to love it. I always do. And I don't care how narcissistic it is. I'm giggling my ass off when I listen to these again. This is 2016 sandwich, 2016 me. So Listen up, enjoy, and until next time, you guys, I'm going to try. I'm going to effort. This is just a tight week for you, boy. I'm going to effort doing podcasts with more humans. I'm eyeballing Gwen Pisani. I'm overdue for Cap Smith. There's other business owners. Let's get it. And bet your ass we're going to have a recap on Chad and Meg's wedding. Oh, it's going to be great. But until that time, love you guys.
Ah, yes, and a good Friday morning to you all, lads. For I know why all of thee are here, as am I, to all embrace and enjoy the anecdotes of Goy, for they are endless and abundant and full of knowledge. Well, let's get started, shall we? We join Goy on a racetrack on the back of his noble steed. Yes, Goy is indeed a jockey, and he is winning the race, of course. No saddle, no jockey outfit, just his jeans, neon vest, glasses, and steel-toed boots. He uses his little horse smacker stick to hit the other midget jockeys off their horses to get trampled by the stampede that closely follows them. Goy's steed, Nasty Nate, was given a horse-feeding mask full of cocaine. That is Nasty Nate's favorite treat, as Goy enjoyed a hot pocket full of cocaine before the race to get game time ready. They win by 25 horse lengths. Goy does not inject Nasty Nate with steroids as the other jockeys do. He just gives him copious amounts of cocaine. After the race, Goy takes Nasty Nate into the stables of Goy. Goy sits there, contemplates. Not drunk with victory, but he mutters to himself, I need to something. I need to something right now. Goy glances at Nasty Nate. The horse looks up. Goy opts not to dip his toes in the pond of bestiality, for he does not wish to go down that road again. Goy merely straps on another horse-feeding mask of cocaine so Nasty Nate can enjoy the revels of victory. As Goy thought all hope was lost, for he could not see any woman around. Out of the doorway comes Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah! Lights blind Goy as he comes through the stable doors and closes them shortly behind. Goy goes, Macho Man, I thought you were dead. Macho Man is sure to reply, You're never dead when you're on cocaine, Goy. Oh yeah! I'm gonna teach you, oh yeah. You're the only one here I've seen that could sniff the cocaine like old Macho Man Randy Savage, yeah. Ric Flair done too much and he lost his goddamn mind. I'm gonna show you how he used to do it in the 80s. Oh yeah, and you'll get laid every goddamn night, ah yeah. Goy replies with, That sounds pretty f***ing good to me. Let's Goy. And for the next 4 days, Macho Man Randy Savage and Goy sniffed cocaine in every which way possible. More notably, they would do wheelbarrow races around the stable, for they would take a bucket of cocaine and pour some on the ground in a circle, and then Macho Man would hold up Goy's legs as he carries himself on the ground with his arms, sniffing cocaine as he goes. Macho Man says, Once you get the big nostrils like me, yeah, son, you can sniff that poontang 10 counties over, oh yeah. Because you never really did. You're never more high on life was when you're sniffing cocaine with Macho Man Randy Savage, oh yeah. Goy shakes Macho Man Randy Savage's hand in a clasp, and in the sunlight coming through the stables, we see the powder of cocaine sifting through the air. Macho Man Randy Savage then starts to float upwards more, and then breaks through the ceiling of Goy's stable. Needing repairs, Goy just looks up, and Macho Man just floats away without a word. Goy looks around, having been blessed with the big nostril of the 80s, could sniff poontang 10 counties over. Not wishing to abuse his newfound power, he goes to one of the stable slots, opens up the door, and pulls out Old Faithful Hillary Clinton, who he keeps there day in and day out and well fed. For this moose will surely suffice for Goy. Goy does not discriminate. If it has genitals, he'll f*** it. And with the newfound nostril of Goy, he pleases Hillary Clinton in so many different ways Bill could never. For 48 hours, for we know this is the benchmark, no less, of Lord Goy. Now armed with the alliance of both John Daly and Macho Man Randy Savage, Goy is surely a force to be reckoned with all across the land. As his powers grow, we shall see the evermore adventures Goy goes on, for he is locked and loaded and always horny. Goy, insatiable he is. There's never enough coke, there's never enough poon, and upon the back of Nasty Nate, Goy will ride off into his next adventure, which you will all hear on Monday. Enjoy this blessed Friday, lads. And unto all of thee, have a Goy fucking day. Oh, yeah!
You lose! Good day, sir!